How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another ghost town exploration. Today in America, we're in North Carolina in a town called Whitakers. It was founded in 1740 and it's currently right now in its lowest population decline. Its peak was in the 1960s when it had just over 1,000 people living here, but now it has under 600. The entire business district downtown is abandoned, and there's tons of abandoned homes in town. I'm gonna walk around giving you guys the tour. These former great American towns are really something. I love documenting them. Every single one is unique. Everybody in this community once had a job and it was making this place beautiful. But it's a shame to see it in disrepair, and I'm gonna showcase it for people to see all over the world. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, leave a thumbs up. And now let's go explore this old ghost town. This beautiful building here, I think, was the old bank. Right across from the bank, have an old store. C.L. Pittman's Whitaker's store. It's right here nestled on the train track. One of the first means of transportation of getting to this small town in old America. And we have the post office right there on that corner, which is still operational. And I think that's the only business in downtown besides the food center here on my left, which is open. The rest is completely vacant. So I'm gonna walk up to every business here in town, admire it. Even if we can't get in here. I don't really like going into buildings in old towns like this unless I get permission. On the side of this store here, we have an old ad for snowdrift. Not sure what it was. It says perfect shortening. Love seeing an old ghost sign though, so it's really cool to see this. We have a coin laundry store here. Someone broke the window. Here's the active post office. And we're gonna head across the street really quickly. So as I'm coming up to the crossroads of town, you can see the entire business district entirely abandoned. We have a bank, several businesses on both sides. We're gonna pay attention to every building we can today. But before we go on that side of the road, I'm gonna go over here and check out this abandoned cleaners, which is very beautiful. I love this business here. Every business used to have hand-painted signs just like that. Taylor's Cleaners. Not much left behind now. So far, it's pretty good explore. I have never documented a place while it's raining. It's just slightly drizzling. It's always raining here. I'm exploring the south in the summer, so you have the occasional showers that happen. So I'm just trying to go with the flow. If you guys are enjoying the ASMR rain, let me know. I might need a new camera after this, even though it is pretty weatherproof, but we'll see. We're gonna head down to the National Bank here on the corner, and we're gonna check out some more businesses here in the downtown district before heading into the communities to see how the people lived who lived in Whitakers. And just like every small town, we have the train zooming by. Gotta love all the details to these small businesses. I love the color of this one. You have the green, a little bit of the red detail on the top, pillars in the front. This obviously was its own independent business before it was, you know, still attached to this building. Looks like it could have been a barber shop or some sort of parlor of sorts. You can still see the tile here. Coming up to the bank of Whitakers. We're on Railroad Street and Main Street. We could see right into the bank. You could see the old vault in there. That's cool that they have the window open here so you could see right in. It's a living museum. You still have that old bank vault. Must be from like the 1910s. Still have the night depository sitting here. You could see this sign. It says insurance up there. So we still have a little bit of the business's ghost sign still remaining on some of the downtown here. This entire right side is vacant, but we still have a business on the left that actually says coming soon. So it might not even be open yet, but we do have more businesses over there. You can see right into this business. It's got a very nice ceiling in here, but a lot of water damage. You could hear all that pitter-pattering. Have this business right next door. It says groceries, meats, feeds, and seeds. That's what they sold here at the supply store. This is a nice building here. I think it's a social club. I don't know, it looks too nice to not be used. It says up there, constructed in 1915. Beautiful building. I love the seashells up there. So I'm taking a break under an awning across the street from the businesses just to get out of the rain. This place is pretty cool. It's a ghost town. There are people that still live here, but the downtown district is just so abandoned. There's not a single business in operation here. And the possibilities were here. Like, there's plenty of real estate, but they just never had the opportunity to take off. Obviously, long ago, this place was thriving. But here it is now, just a memory of an old town. But we still have some more businesses to check out here. Got another farm supply store, and we have a lot of those over here. Now we're going to take a look at some of the old houses here. We have plenty of vacant farmhouses dating back, I don't know how long as the town's been incorporated, I guess. But there's also active houses, like there's still people living here. I'm just not going to photograph people's houses that they live in. I'm just interested in history that has the possibility of being erased with no documentation. I think this is an old radio station. We have a overgrown antenna and a huge satellite here. It's a big dish. We're directly behind the businesses, and we have an old auto body shop with as many tires as you could imagine left behind. I think those are Monte Carlos. Love the old style of houses here in North Carolina. They always have a nice porch in the front. Abandoned tractors, abandoned vehicles. This is J.M. Clutchin's Horses and Mules. Looks like another vacant business. I think somebody's using the property though to store some stuff. Got some more vehicles over here. Old Ford truck. We just have a couple of abandoned houses down this road to check out, it looks like. Coming up to a corner where it's just abandoned houses on each side. Got two houses over here. Right across the street we have another vacant home. I love these old houses. You can see the wood and how aged it is, all that paint peeling. Obviously this one has a porch as well. A lot of small vacant houses here. Gotta imagine real estate's pretty low. Obviously probably there was houses here too. They just demolished them. Or they burnt, caught fire, vacant. It's kind of what happens to these houses in small towns, they just get victim to arson. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for today's Ghost Town Explore. It's starting to rain pretty hard, but I showed you guys the abandoned downtown, all the cool businesses, the different stores, the ghost signs, the abandoned bank, and just the abandoned houses, this whole community, the banks, the cleaners. There's so many cool old buildings here, and I love documenting these small old towns because this small bit of history when you're driving past America is just as important as the big history we read about in textbooks and on history channels and all that. This is the same history in my opinion. It's smaller, but you have to search for it a little harder, but when you come here, you could feel it, you know, just looking around. And the people that live here, they're prideful and proud to live here, despite it looking the way it does. And this is real America. I'm going to be documenting as much of this as I could find before it's all destroyed. Before it's destroyed, you have to document it, because most of these places were thriving before the internet, phones, cameras, and there's no documentation of a lot of these small towns. So before the buildings are all gone forever and America has no more amazing architecture of its past, I'm going to document as much as I can. So if you guys want to join me on that journey, hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment your thoughts. You guys know all that. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace out, and have a good one. Thank you guys for making it this far in the video. I just wanted to leave a little clip at the end to give a little bit of historical context, a little bit more so at least, on this town. When I do my documentations of these small towns in America, I try to give more history to tell you why and how this place thrived and how it became what it is today. And when researching this specific town, I came to a lot of roadblocks, not a lot of history online, but I did want to share what I do know about it so people could understand the place a little better. So the place was first inhabited in the 1750s by a family named the Whitakers, and it's not the family that you may think. It's not those Whitakers, it's a different family, and they started a tobacco plantation here, and the entire region is filled with tobacco plantations and fields, and that economy really made this town thrive for many, many years. It was until like the fall of that industry and when it was outsourced to other countries is when this town started to see its downfall. There was also a railroad stop here in this town, so a lot of travelers would pass through here and spend their hard-earned money at the hotels and towns, but that all stopped when the train stopped coming here and the businesses stopped being open. There was a HGTV show that was going to do like you heard of the show Home Makeover. They were going to do a town makeover, buying a bunch of buildings and then refurbishing them, making them businesses and ready to be sold, but HGTV never went through with it. They picked a different town. So it's kind of sad to see this town in the state that it's in, knowing that it could have been saved by a major corporation that does that type of thing, but the people of this community are still fighting to build it back up. There's a historical society that is trying to make the corner bank a hotel, and they're going to try to bring an economy to this town to share its history and share the buildings that it does currently still have. So all that's really good news. I just wanted to share a little bit of that extra history that I did know about this town, but that's really it. There really was a huge gap in information about here, which leaves it more of a mystery. But I wanted to know your guys' thoughts. Leave a comment down below if you would visit towns like this, if you would live in a town like this. And I love documenting these towns in America with huge dips in population recently, and I'm going to be going around documenting everything that I can before it's gone, because these places go within weeks. You never know when these places can change permanently, and it's my goal to document the history that still lies here before it's gone forever. Thank you guys for sticking to the end and watching this historical content. It really means a lot to just not only myself, but to the people of these communities, everybody that comments from these type of places where I go. They're very, very thankful that people could see these towns all over the world, and it gives them a fresh new perspective on the place they have. So leave me your thoughts, not only for me, but for other people, whether they're respectful, whether it's constructive criticism that the town may have to go through to be successful again. Just leave your thoughts, and hopefully it gets to those people, and keep it civil and everything. But thank you guys for joining on another memory, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Peace out, and have a good day.